Are you a business owner looking to grow your business in South Africa? Tune in to the Blaze podcast with Telkom Business. Learn from the experts and get tips on marketing, finance, innovation, and more. Blaze with Telkom Business.
Every business knows that networking is important. Today, we will unpack this topic to see how networking can lead to collaborations and partnerships that can significantly benefit your business. On this episode of the Blaze podcast, powered by Telkom Business, we'll equip you with the information so you can leverage strengths and resources through networking to ultimately reach shared goals. I'm Mashudu, your host. So let's dive right in. Today, I have some really amazing guests with me. Justin van Tonder, who's the sales and operations head for Yep, as well as Banele, a content creator. Thank you guys so much for joining me.
Thank you so much for having us.
So just to start off with, Justin, why is networking and collaboration so important for businesses, particularly in the era of digital transformation?
Well, I think it's a great question. In the era of digital transformation, networking collaborations play a pivotal role in the success of a business. First point is access, right? Networking gives us access to such a diverse range of professionals, businesses, and resources. These are all crucial for acquiring new skills and knowledge, right? Empowering us to tackle the challenges of digital transformation. The second point is collaborations. Collaborations fosters an environment of open thinking, idea sharing, and brainstorming, which leads to innovations. And my third, which is the favorite, I'm a salesperson at heart, so leads, right? That networking gives us access again to diverse range of individuals, opportunities, new markets we can approach. So leads, yeah?
Yeah. You know, speaking of leads and sort of directly engaging with your customers, Yep as a platform really enables small businesses to be able to do this. Can you talk about how businesses can start to think about it as a platform to engage more?
Definitely. Businesses can list on our Yep platform, extremely affordable, and it gives them access to a diverse and comprehensive range of consumers, right, across South Africa. And by getting exposure, I think that's how you leverage the benefits. You can also request quotes and engage directly between the consumer and the business.
Yeah. Banele, just to you now, around collaborations, how important is this in the creative industry?
Yeah, I think it's very similar to what Justin had explained. I think the power of collaboration is so vital within the content creation or the digital space because, as Justin mentioned, it gives you a lot of opportunities because when you collaborate with a business or a company or another creative, you get exposed to a whole new different audience, right? So then that gives you an opportunity for one to fall in love with what you're creating on social media. I think that's what's important for me in terms of collaboration, the exposure and the opportunities that come with collaborations.
Absolutely. The synergies between networking and collaboration is super, super important. In terms of digital transformation specifically, how can businesses leverage these principles to adapt and thrive in the digital landscape?
Great. So the first point would be to build those strategic partnerships. Build those strategic partnerships and identify potential partners who can complement your strengths, right, and accelerate you towards your digital transformation objectives. I think that's the key one. Second one would be participate, right? Participate in industry-relevant podcasts, webinars, seminars, and engage. Engage with the audience, and you'll find those opportunities. The third point would be invest in digital platforms, that facilitate information sharing easily.
Yeah. Just to go to your first point around partnerships and building those partnerships, Banele, what do you look for in a good partner to collaborate with?
So I'm a digital creator, so a lot of the things that I do on social media have to do with storytelling. So with part of what I look for, part of what I consider before collaborating or when I'm looking into a collaboration is how am I in relation with whatever that I want to collaborate with. Do you understand? alignment as well is very important, you know. If a collaboration aligns with what I stand for, what I advocate for as a young creative in digital space, then I think it's something that then I want to be part of, you know. I really like to be part of monumental stories, you know. I just like being part of amazing stories, you know, in Africa in general. So whenever I look into collaborations, whether it's with creators, I have to see and check or look if that aligns with what I am currently telling, basically. So, yeah.
Thank you. Justin, back to you. So for businesses that are aiming to really, digitally transform, what are the key factors they should be considering while fostering networks and collaboration?
Great question. I think important to clearly define your objectives and your digital transformation initiatives. Pair that with partnerships that fill in the gaps in your capability and just help you further along to your goals. Another important point would be adaptability and flexibility. I think we need to acknowledge that digital transformation is an evolving process, and we need to build collaboration frameworks to be flexible and adaptable to the ever-changing landscape.
Yeah. Banele, how are you using digital tools to also, start to foster networks and grow your collaborations as well?
Yeah. So I've had quite a few collaborations with amazing companies in South Africa, Telkom being one of them, and I'm one of their brand partners. So I think being part of that partnership, number one, besides the resources that it gives me as a creative, it's the story behind Telkom, you know, and Justin is speaking about an evolving generation of within the digital space. I think social media or the digital space has evolved a lot in such a way that young people can actually make careers out of content creation, which I am one of those young pioneers. So I think what it has done for me, or what the partnerships that I have done for me, is the ability to be able to create job opportunities for other young people like me. You know, I think we live in a country that we all aware of. Our high unemployment rate. So I think with the resources that I've gained from the partnerships that I've had, they've given me the ability to be able to create jobs for young people within the creative space, obviously, and also in business, because I am shifting towards being a business and an entrepreneur. So yeah, I think the future of digital content creation is very bright.
I like that we're talking about evolving, how fast the digital landscape is evolving and changing and all of this. What advice would you have for a young creator who wants to adapt and integrate a lot more technology in the things that they're doing?
So with the space that I'm in, which is the content creation space, it's a very wide and big space, you know. At any time, one's life can change, you know, in a space of a second. So I think the best thing that they can do as young people that are looking forward into getting into the content creation space and utilizing their technology into finding themselves in this space is to just find what exactly they want to tell the public, because we have a lot of young people on social media, you know. All of our young siblings have cell phones right now, which means they have access to social media and the digital world. So I think before you consider even stepping into this space, you must ask yourself, what impact do you really want to have within this space? What story do you want to tell in this space? Yes, there's a lot of people that are watching, that are looking at you, but what is it that you want to tell to these people? So I think the best thing that they can do for themselves is to find that and see how they can creatively tell the story, and then just go for it.
Just go for it is an important thing to say. Justin, just from a business perspective, for people that want to just digitally transform, how best do they adapt and integrate a lot more of the technology changes effectively in their businesses?
Perfect. So I think the first one would be to stay abreast, right? Regularly conduct technology audits, assess your capabilities, your infrastructure, all of those solutions, and identify where those weaknesses are. Second point would be to preference or prioritize the user experience.
Yeah.
I think in any technology changes or anything we're implementing, it should always enhance the user's experience for both the customer as well as the employee. I think those are the big two things. Adopt AI, right, and automation. That's a massive one. I mean, these technologies streamline operations.
Yeah.
They reduce the need for those manual tasks and increase your overall efficiencies of the business. That's a big one for me. And I think the last 2 points are embrace cloud technologies based on the flexibility and the scalability. And then in today's age, we need to ensure that our cybersecurity, is your cybersecurity ready?
Yeah.
I think those are the big points for me.
Just to protect your business as
Correct.
well as your customers as
Yes,
well.
that's right.
How important is networking in today's professional landscape?
Well, it's extremely important. I mean, it goes beyond just the exchange of business cards. It's about creating those meaningful connections, meaningful, relevant connections. Again, you have access to the diverse range of opportunities, people, insights, new ventures. So extremely critical, can benefit your personal development as well as strengthen your personal brand. For me, that's the big ones.
Yeah. Banele, how are you sort of building a good network of, partners, creators, and other people that you want to work with in order to be successful?
Number one, I network. I make sure that I'm around a group of people that make me want to do more within the space that I'm in,
Yes.
and inspire me to actually bring some form of change or some form of convenience to the people of this day of age. That's number one. And I think number two, with how I'm creating that network, is that I am looking, or I am getting into finding young people that are willing to work. Young people that are passionate with the occupations that they've chosen, and the career paths that they've chosen for themselves, and bring them into this I don't want to call it small, but bring them into this closed, or this space that I have built, as a content creator. And by that, I mean looking into finding young creators like photographers, videographers, graphic designers. There's a whole lot of people that are so talented, and they just need to be in that space. And I am at a space where I am able and so grateful to offer that opportunity to young creatives to showcase their work through my audience and through my craft. And I think that's how I am building a network that is going to be very fruitful to a lot of young people.
Yeah.
And
I think it's always like easy when you're more extroverted, you have more personality, you can go out and meet people much easier, build a community, build a network. But what happens when you have a person who's more introverted and they're struggling to take that first step? What does it look like for you? What advice would you have for someone like that?
You know what's funny? I am not an extroverted person.
Oh,
right?
wow.
Yeah, at all. But because I would like to say that I've mastered the art of being on screen, or the art of being a creative, that sometimes you have to be in uncomfortable positions for you to be able to deliver your story, right? I'm a very introverted person, but it's something that I had to learn for the career path that I've chosen for myself. So I think my advice to young people is that, honestly, I don't think being shy is an option at this time, like at this day and age. Like I said, go for it, because that's my theme for this year, 2024. Go for it. If there's a space that you want to venture into, go for it. The time is now. So yeah, man. I honestly don't advocate for I'm shy, or hey, I don't think I'm ready. I don't advocate for that.
Yeah.
So yeah.
You just sort of need to learn and go into it, because that's the space you're in. Yeah. Yeah. Justin.
Yeah, same. Well, I regard myself as somewhat of an introvert. My best advice would be just to go for it. Right? If you want to start small, you've got online networking you can do. To prepare for all these things, prepare a brief intro about yourself, some interesting facts, that type of a thing. But just go for it. That personal growth and development is never comfortable, it's never easy, and we need to step out of our comfort zone. I was reluctant to come on this very same podcast.
Yeah.
Just do it, go for it. What's the worst that could happen, right?
I love the theme for today is like, just go for it. From a networking perspective, digital transformation, collaborations, it's all important to be able to just adapt and figure things out and be able to go for it. Thank you guys so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
That's a wrap on how networking and collaboration can help your business reach new heights and meet new goals and ambitions. We hope that you've gained valuable info and inspiration to lift your business to the next level. On behalf of the Blaze with Telkom Business podcast, I'm Mashudu signing off.